right, welcome back to Singletree Nation. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, podcast host of the best show in America.
Wow.
Right? That's a bold statement. All right, if you've been paying attention, we have been making multiple episodes of how to build and grow a catering business. The next evolution of that is to talk about the marketing side. I think we make marketing way more difficult than it needs to be, especially in the hospitality industry. We all feel like we have to go hire this big PR firm and marketing agencies, and that's just not the case.
Yes.
So we're going to dive into that today. I got Marissa here with me. Welcome.
Yeah.
There we go.
Excited.
All right. You gotta get going this morning. It's early and it's Friday, and Marissa likes to take Fridays off. So we got her out of bed all the way in here to Murfreesboro to record this session. So
Well, it was an opportunity. Thank you for choosing Friday. It was an opportunity for me to create content and share what I'm doing
there you go.
as a producer and consultant in marketing. So yeah, I'm going to share something that you shared with me right before we went live, was how if you weren't creating this content, you wouldn't get to where you're at right now.
Yeah. We one of the things that we did earlier on in our business was we started real heavy on social and then took it to the next level and started a podcast with Singletree Nation. And then we've kind of slowly stopped doing that because of opening the restaurant and really getting ramped up and just very, very busy.
Right.
So it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks that if you don't continue to do the things that get you to the places you want to go, then you start losing traction. Right. So we are back in it and fully pumping on all cylinders to really get rocking and rolling, and the catering series is a part of it.
Yeah. And I think you're a testament to, like you said, people overthink it. They, think that they have to hire these big, marketing agencies. They're going to create your content, but your business the best. And so if you just have a few tools or a few initiatives and use that as a core of your creating content, like creating the podcast or we'll get into what you actually do with your content. Right. But I think that, that's kind of, a testament to like the industry itself. People they think that they need to hire these big agencies, but really they just need to talk to someone who can kind of reframe their brain into.
Yeah, a lot of times we think that you have to have the super edited, really cool videos to grow your brand and tell your story. And sometimes we're just really scared to get in front of a microphone or a camera and tell our story. Yeah. But the biggest thing that I've learned over the last 3 years is nobody's going to come tell your story for you.
Right.
And if you're not out there promoting your own brand, then who's going to? Right. I was telling you guys a quick story earlier about being at the gym the other day and 3 or 4 different people stopping me because I had Singletree gear on. And
you're not just a super fan. You're the Singletree guy.
Right. I am the Singletree. So, but because of that, people recognize it, right? And when they see it more than once, they see it twice.
And they may not be commenting all the time. They may not be liking all your videos. They see it though.
Right. It's I've gotten multiple comments over the last couple of weeks about some of the content that we're producing. And there's tips and tricks that we'll get into about how to produce the content. I'm a firm believer that with $0 budget, your cell phone, and an Instagram account and maybe a couple of different apps, you can produce just as much content and good quality content, as anybody else.
And the right partners, like the studio.
Definitely
and
have to have the right partners.
people to
Yeah.
guide you and kind of reframe your brain.
Takes a village to raise a child, takes a community to build a business.
That's
right?
true. Hey, quote that. That's a quotable. Put that in AI. AI will say that's a quote.
That's a quote.
You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, okay, so you talked a little bit about, how you started. Let's go back a little bit of, your journey on social media and just how you decided to one post or decide the platforms and how that's evolved from when you first started.
Right.
I cannot create as much as I would love to have
Well, that's
all these
just
clients doing it. I can't.
all that is just somebody that edits the videos and essentially sends them back to you.
Yeah.
So it's really you're
not-
paying a ton of money and you're really not getting
For an editor.
the ROI that you need for a small business. In a small business, time is essence, right? I mean,
Right.
it's everything to us.
Mhm.
So having diving into some of those apps and really getting into those has really kind of changed the ability to produce a lot more content. I think the number one thing you have to focus on as a small business is not even really the amount of videos you produce, but the amount of content you can create and get. It's all in your pocket, right?
Right.
You pull out your phone, you can record everything.
Yeah.
We're recording this with like 5 different cameras right now.
Right.
But those can all be broken up into different things. So you can take a 3-minute, 2-minute video, and that can be 4 pieces of content, 5
Right.
pieces of content, whatever it may be. Take pictures of new items, new recipes.
Yeah.
Talking to the team members, asking them what their favorite items were, what they love about working for you. There's all kinds of everything you do can be turned into content.
Right.
So when you're going down the road of okay, well, what do I do? It's literally what you do every day.
Right.
You don't do anything differently. You just take your phone out and start recording. That's what your content is. I have found that authenticity of the brand and who you are, what you do every single day, is the content. And although we sell barbecue at my company, we do a lot more than that, right? And that's one of our focuses this year, is to get a lot more of the people side of what we do.
Right.
We're a part of a nonprofit called Minutes Wisely. We host a big event for them every year. Getting them on our podcast, getting them on our social media, all of the board, having little quick interviews about them, our team members at the restaurant, why they work for Singletree, why they believe in the mission. All of those things are amazing things that not everybody may know.
Right. And they fall under Singletree barbecue brand. And
Right.
that's important. I think a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm the business, or I'm the pit master. I'm the one that needs to be, and I don't have time. And you're like, but you have tons of people that support you.
Oh yeah.
Your customers, you
have to empower the people around you to post or create content for you as well. Right. So our catering sales manager, every time she goes to do a catering, she takes pictures and produces content videos. And the first one she did was just a few weeks ago. And I said, hey, make sure you get content, but when you drop that off. It was the last thing I said to her before she left. And she was like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, just take a video of you driving in, and then, hey, when you get out of your car, hey, we're dropping off catering. If you would like to order catering, then, give us a call, 615-307-0120. Boom. There's a video.
Yeah.
There was zero editing. I mashed up the 2 videos together, put a song behind the video at a low volume where you can still hear her speak,
Hmm.
and posted it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
And
all it
now people
takes.
know you do
And
catering
now people
or
know that we do catering, right?
yeah.
And the great thing about well, the great thing and the bad thing about social media is I think it's like 3%, 3 maybe 4, somewhere in that neighborhood of your followers actually see the content that you produce and post every day.
Yeah.
So you can post a piece of content every day, but only 3% of the people that are following you actually get to see it.
Right.
So if you post a video this week, well, you can reuse that video next week.
Right.
You can reuse it later on that day.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
continuously posting and reusing old content helps you produce more content every day,
Right.
right? So
Exactly.
if you get, 10 videos, well, you can literally post those same 10 videos every day.
Right.
And then there's schedulers and all kinds of things that you can use to help get it out so you don't have
You're
to
going too far. Schedulers is like no, I'm just kidding.
I'm getting excited about this.
No, but I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's a testament. Like, you may not post right away, but now, if as Ryan, an example, goes to each of her events, now you have a year compilation or a quarterly compilation of all the events. So look,
Yep.
we do events. It's another piece of content, but it's
Right.
not. It's not created in one half day where you have to bring out a video team and
Right.
do all that. It's
Right.
kind of like you're empowering.
Look, I don't have the money to hire a video team. I've inquired about it, and I know how much it costs now.
Yeah.
Yeah. My video
And
team's
they
gonna
do
be me
great
behind
work.
my
I'm
iPhone.
not going to talk down on them, but I think
No, they do.
when you're creating your own, building your own brand, like, you have to own it. There has to be some.
Yeah, it's really hard to jump out of the gates and have camera crews and video editing people and
Hmm.
somebody to manage your blog, and to do all of that stuff is one, extremely time consuming, and then two, very expensive as well.
Right.
And if you're a small business and you don't have that amount of money, it's very difficult to do, because the ROI is not immediate.
Right.
Right. I tell people all the time, social media is not going to drive people into your business today.
Right.
It's not going to.
No.
It's just like if you go and spend a couple of $1,000s on a commercial, it's not going to drive people into your business today.
No.
It will
Actually drive people away. They're going to see your commercial and be
Right.
like, ugh.
Ooh, never mind. Never mind.
Used car salesman. Bye.
Right. Come on down.
You should do one like that, though.
It wasn't you sent me one like that the other day?
I think so, yeah.
You can finance your ribs here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
0%, 20%
It was
down.
the gator thing from like New Orleans or
Yeah,
something.
it was
like
funny.
crawfish.
Yeah. It was funny, but that's the point of the video they did, right? They're not
Yeah.
really saying that they're expensive. They're not saying that, anything other than it was an attention grab.
Right.
And the whole point behind social media is just that. It's an attention grab.
Mm-hmm.
If you're driving down the street and you saw one of my videos earlier, whether it was yesterday, earlier today, last week, whatever, and it stuck with you, well, guess what? Now you and your family are trying to decide where to eat, and I may
Yes.
pop in your brain and going, oh, well, let's go to Singletree.
Right.
That's the purpose of most of my content
Mhm.
when it's surrounded around the restaurant. Our plan is to record, produce, and post 5 pieces of content every day. We want to do our goal. This is our goal. This is tough to do, but we want to do 3 that have to do with Singletree BBQ and our food, and that's and all of that, right? So you can stay engulfed in the brand and see what we're doing from a food standpoint. The other side is I want to have one post about people, whether it's us in the podcast studio, whether it's my team, impactful leaders in our community, whatever it may be, something to do with people. And then the last one is something to do with the partners and other companies that we use, like
Poncho.
Poncho Outdoors.
See, I know Poncho because
right
of what you posted. So hi, Poncho.
Look, these are some of the best shirts you'll ever have. They're light, they're comfortable. I wear them every day. They're amazing. Poncho has been a great partner of ours, and I will promote them to the end of the earth because they're a great company and they take care of us. Same thing with Toast, our POS service.
Yes.
They do. Toast Tab does an amazing job with their POS. They help us down all the way from top to bottom, doing everything they can, and we will promote them as much as we can because it's a great product that helps us run our business better.
It's funny you mentioned Toast because I was going to ask you about your new role as Toast
Customer advisory.
Yeah,
I'm
but
excited.
side note, I am a Toast customer. I don't have a restaurant, but every time I see Toast, I think of you and I think of Sean. All the people that post about Toast. It's like, okay, now if a friend of mine is going to open up a restaurant, you better believe I'm going to suggest go with Toast.
Like I tell everybody, my Toast story is very easy and very simple. I had Square. It's a great product. Nothing against Square, but it was very transactional. Not what I wanted to use moving forward. We jumped into Toast because we liked the customizable platform to be able to suit our needs. The marketing, the loyalty programs, the rewards, all the things that was great for our guests. And I didn't even really dive into how much it would help my execution of the brand and my service in the restaurant or on the food truck. And we did an event we do it every year. It's the Homestead Apple Festival in Crossville, Tennessee. So the first year we averaged probably about 10-minute ticket times. Not bad when you're talking about 10,000 people. Second year, we worked on it. We got our execution a little bit better. We were down to about 5.5 minutes. That was from Square to Toast. The third year, last year, we had the Toast Go, the handhelds, where my cohort could stand out front and take the orders, and I'd get the orders in the kitchen on my kitchen display system and be able to just knock the orders out and rock and roll. We dropped our ticket times down to an average of 27 seconds for the weekend. Wow. So we went from 10 minutes to 5 to 27 seconds.
Wow.
So if you can imagine, you have 10 different food vendors and they all have a line of 50 to 100 yards long, but mine is constantly moving.
Yeah.
Just watching the lines, if you're standing next to my line and you see you're not moving anywhere, but the people next to you have already gone through the line, gotten their food, and finished eating by the time you're getting to order.
Right.
Well, the next day, you're probably going to come see me.
Right. Exactly.
Just because it's that much faster. Right. For anybody that's gone to any kind of festival that has food vendors, we all know that it can take a minute sometimes.
Yes.
Right. So Toast is huge. So I do everything I can to help promote them as well.
Right.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this year because now I got selected to be a part of the customer advisory board. And we'll meet 4 or 5 times. I think it's 4 times this year. I'll get to go to Boston and meet all the people at Toast and
Nice.
hear about a lot of the new stuff that they're working on and give my feedback on some of the things that I believe and things that can help operators do a better job and maybe, who knows, maybe we can decrease that 27 seconds down to 17 seconds.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll get it figured out.
And get them sponsoring your show.
It would be nice, Toast, for you to sponsor our show, for sure. Yeah.
Or series, or one episode.
Or all of the above. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're talking your evolution of the brand. and how that came about. What do you feel outside of, in the last 3 years of like really doing social? What's the most memorable marketing campaign that you've implemented, or
Mm.
series of campaigns?
I would say the most from a most recent standpoint, I've been doing a cartoon series.
Mm-hmm.
And the cartoon series has been getting a lot of attention. When Tom and Jerry's eyes get real big because it's a picture of some of our brisket or something,
Yeah,
it's kind
yeah.
of funny, right? It's cool. Um, but overall, the most memorable out of all of them is the campaign that we constantly run about diners, drive-ins, and dives with Guy
Yes.
Fieri. That has been really one of the funnest thing that we've done so far.
Yeah.
And a lot of it really doesn't even have to do with me. It has to do with the community that we've built.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I have people send me memes with my face and Guy Fieri and this, that, and the other. And so if you follow me on social and you see those memes, a lot of those, most of them have been developed from one of our guests who's absolutely amazing. He does a phenomenal job, and some of them are are just absolutely hilarious. I think I posted one a couple of weeks ago with it was me, Guy Fieri, and NWA, and his barbecue with an attitude.
I
Like
remember.
it was pretty funny. There's one I haven't posted yet. That's the scene out of Titanic when they are in the water,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's and my face is over Leonardo DiCaprio's face, and, and it just says, "If you have Singletree BBQ, you can hold on." Like it's pretty good. I love it. That one's coming up pretty soon, so you'll probably see it before this episode comes out. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you obviously didn't get influenced. I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe you thought of that on your own, but you see this stuff on social, and you're
Mm-hmm.
basically getting influenced from other people that are creating
Very much
content.
so. Yeah.
Like you're not
Yeah.
creating this out of.
The hard part about social is it takes a lot from a learning standpoint.
Mhm.
And you have to stay
The
abreast
tactics, like what to
yeah,
do. Yeah.
of what's
Hmm.
trending, what's not
Hmm.
trending. Like
Hmm.
TikTok right now likes horizontal, or I'm sorry, yeah, horizontal
Horizontal.
videos over 1 minute.
Hmm.
So if you're on TikTok and you're posting videos, do them horizontal
Yeah.
and for over 1 minute. That's what their content creators are trying to produce to draw
Hmm.
more attention to. Um, I haven't figured out YouTube, so I'm not even going to go down that road. I post on YouTube all the time, but it was shorts. It was longer shorts than it
Hmm.
was, 10-second shorts. Then it's been, YouTube's always been a big search engine.
Yes.
So, how-to videos are always really big on YouTube. But I mean, I go from having a video that'll get 3,000 views to one that won't have any views.
Right.
So I'm still working on the YouTube stuff, but
Yeah, but I think it's a like a library of your content. So
right.
for the long form content, and I think people think unless you're investing all your money and time into YouTube, then yeah, you can grow it. But like you're trying to grow your brand and people coming into the store, so it's like it's kind of twofold. They have two separate
Yeah, my
goals.
ideology on social media has kind of evolved. I used to think, okay, well, let's just post as much content as we possibly can. And when I first started doing it 3 years ago, it was okay. I'm posting as informative things. We just had a food truck, and okay, hey, I'm going to be here on this day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now that I've learned a little bit more about it, it's not necessarily you can post on Facebook every day about where you're going to be or what you're doing or what your hours are, what the specials are. may not make a difference. I
Mm-hmm.
have tons of people that want beef ribs. Well, we'll post about it, 3 or 4 days ahead of time, and then they'll come in 3 or 4 days after the day that I had them,
Yeah.
right? Because they didn't see it.
Right.
So it goes back to only 3-4% of your followers actually see your daily
See.
content.
Mm-hmm.
They may see it, but it may be a week later.
Right.
So my idea about social has changed. The thing that I believe in social, and it may change 3 years from now, but I believe it's kind of like networking, right? You want to shake as many hands as you can. You want to meet as many people as you can. It goes back into building the community, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just exchanging business cards.
Right.
It's I want you to know the story. I want you to know why we do what we do. I don't do what I do to just sell a whole bunch of barbecue, right? I'm
No.
trying to build a community and help our community, not just Rutherford County, but our entire community
Mm-hmm.
across the globe, be better, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can we make the place better? How can we make a meaningful impact in our community? And I
Mm-hmm.
believe that if you tell your story properly, then you can do that,
Yeah.
and you can get more people to join on, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I've been stopped in Sam's by other business owners and say, "Hey, man, can I talk to you about something?" Sure, let's chat,
Yeah.
right? If I got time that day, great. If not, let's set a meeting and we can talk about what's going on.
Right.
I get phone calls all the time from guys that want to start a barbecue company at some
Mm-hmm.
point in time in their life. I'm always willing to talk to you, right? I don't
Yeah.
I don't have any secrets. You want to do what I want to do, then great.
Yeah.
Come on, let's have fun.
And that, I
So
mean, it does affect the community directly, not just to get to have our plate of barbecue or whatever, but I don't want to see restaurants close.
no,
I want them to flourish and build the relationships and care about the people in the community, and
mm-hmm.
hopefully that influences other people instead of just thinking about it as transactional, like you're just coming in to get your lunch or dinner and then you're done.
We truly enjoy serving the people that come see us.
Yeah.
On our show that I'll post, I believe next week. Me and Derry were talking about the difference between collaboration and competition,
Mm.
and there's 4 or 5 different barbecue restaurants in our community, including myself, and we're all different.
Yeah.
So if you go to Slick Pig, or you go to Jim and Nick's, or you go to Mission, or you go to Rick's, or wherever you want to go, you come to Singletree, whatever. Um, they're different.
Yeah.
What you get at Slick Pig is not what you're going to get at Singletree.
Right.
Yeah, we both sell barbecue, but our cooking process is totally different than
Mhm.
anybody else's. We're the only barbecue company in Rutherford County that cooks with 100% wood.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only one,
Yeah.
right? So we have a gentleman that stands outside by the pit all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Gets there 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's cooking all day. So it's and he's managing a fire all day long.
Right.
We enjoy that side,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to hate everybody else's barbecue to like mine.
Yeah. It's a good quotable there.
Yeah.
Another quote.
Well, that's I stole that. I stole that from Peg Leg Porker.
Oh,
Mr. Bringle was the
right.
one that said that. But
Great barbecue too.
it's he does have good barbecue.
That's where I take all my friends visiting that do not come to Murfreesboro. Okay, because I always take them to Singletree.
You bring them to me too.
Yeah.
Look,
But if they're just around the airport, that's our first stop.
It's Carrie does a great job. Pat Martin at Martin's Barbecue does a great job. Bill over at Shotgun Willie's does an amazing job as well. He cooks the same way that I do. Pat and Carrie, they do more Memphis, West Tennessee whole hog barbecue. I love cooking whole hogs, but that's it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Mine's more of a Texas style collaboration of things that I've learned through the years, and
Mm-hmm.
and we try to focus more on brisket than anything else. So, but you don't have to hate mine
Yeah.
to like theirs,
Right.
or like hate theirs to like mine.
Yeah.
It's easy to, everybody has our own style, and
Mm-hmm.
you can enjoy different things at different places.
Right. Well, that's a sign of a true leader, in my opinion. I'm not biased or anything sitting next to you, but I think it reflects also in the team that you're building, because it the way it comes across to people who are joining your staff or whatever. It's not like, you got to make sure you bring in those people that are going to the other barbecue places in here, but
Yeah.
you lead by example.
Mhm.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your approach to building a team and how you can act as a leader, just in your past experience and then now as a business
Yeah,
owner?
we talked about it the other day, and
Mm-hmm.
and I think the one of the biggest things that I've learned over the years is, the team doesn't work for me. I work for the team. My job is to make my team a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's my job,
Yeah.
right? I'm not their dad, not their mom, right? I'm not even, I wasn't even a teacher. I teach them a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
and help them grow personally and professionally, and I'm there to listen if they need to talk to somebody. But my team, first and foremost, looks for me to take care of them,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm helping them make a ton of money, they're gonna be pretty happy,
Right.
right? So that starts with a culture inside the company.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with the leader. If you're not somebody that they can talk to, probably not going to stick around very long.
Right. Yeah.
Um, it's very difficult in today's world, especially because there's so many different um, generational gaps in
Mm-hmm.
how we think about things. I was raised in an atmosphere that was very militant.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way we're going to do it. Um, and then once I became an adult, I joined the army.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my father tried his hardest to talk things out, but it was more, you know, black and white,
Right.
right? Um, Army is very black and
Like a
white,
black and white.
or
Mm-hmm.
was at least. It's been a while since I've been in the army. Um, my grandfather, same thing. This is how things are going to be done. In today's world, there's certain things that have to be black and white, right?
Mm-hmm.
The recipe to make our potato salad is black and white. There is
Yeah.
no variance there.
Right.
You can't decide one day that you want to put a whole bunch of oregano in the potato salad that's not there now,
Right.
right? It has to be done just so every
Mm-hmm.
single day. Now, if you come in and you found a way that, okay, you want to take all of the wet stuff that goes into the potato salad and all the seasonings, and you make that in a bowl, and then you've diced and cut and boiled all your potatoes,
Mm-hmm.
and then you mix it all up together. But in the original recipe, it was you did all the potatoes, and then you put in the mayonnaise, or you put in the mustard, or you put in whatever your ingredients are,
Mm-hmm.
and you put all of that in, and then you mix it together. But that doesn't make a difference to me.
Mm-hmm.
I care less. As long as the end product is correct and
Yes.
and right, that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
So giving the team the autonomy to figure out new ways of doing things better, is always a way of including them into
Mm-hmm.
the growth of the brand.
Right.
Steve Jobs said one time that I don't hire smart people to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I could hire a whole bunch of people that are smarter than me, then I'm doing the right thing,
Yeah.
right? So it's and I have some people on my team that most of the people on my team have never even worked in restaurants before.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to think about things differently than the way I do because I've been
Right.
in restaurants my whole life.
Right.
So we've done some things that are just totally different than what I would have ever thought about doing because I've always done it a certain way. So, yeah.
Have it seems pretty easy the way you describe it, but I know it's not to
No, it's not.
lead. Do you have a specific story that you might share about adversity or how you overcame that?
Yeah. It's something I struggle with every day. I think I've said it before, but I'm not a very intimidatable person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not scared to say what's on my mind.
Right.
And a lot of times that is not the right thing to do immediately. Because I can be irritable, right? I wake up on the wrong side of the bed just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I could have 9 billion things on my mind, and you come and ask me a question that I think is silly, and I answer it like I think it's a silly question, and then that hurts your feelings.
Yeah.
And then I got to go do
quit.
damage control, right? Because
Yeah.
then if I don't, then that person's going to quit thinking that I'm just a butthole and trying to be rude, and that's really not the case. And sometimes when you're a small business owner and you have 9 billion things going on, especially for me, my brain goes to, okay, I got to get it done, 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 and my answers might be short.
Right.
My answers might be one word. It might be, it's right there in front of you.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not that I'm trying to be mean, rude, or disrespectful to anybody, because I'm not. I never want to be.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about 20 things ahead of where we're at right here.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I have, today's a prime example.
Mm-hmm.
We got here early this morning. I have 4 other meetings today, and I still got to get to the restaurant and make sure everything's squared away.
Yes.
Right.
You're not just creating content and
I'm
having
not
meetings.
just creating content and having a good time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I still got a business to run.
Right.
So trying to do all of that, I'm on a everything's timed out.
Right.
Starting at noon today for the rest of the day, my whole day's planned.
Yeah.
Right down to the minute. So it may be where one of those meetings ends a little early.
Yeah.
Right. So
or gets canceled or
gets canceled or whatever. Right. So I can go,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I can eat lunch today.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, but I think the adversity comes within yourself.
Yeah.
And there's some things that happen and they're just out of your control. And one of the things that I've worked on real hard is not taking those things out on people that had nothing to do with it.
Right.
If something gets missed on the truck and we don't get pork delivered, well, that's not my team's fault.
Yeah.
Right. And then inevitably somebody's going to walk up to me right as soon as that happens and ask me a question of something that has no relevance to anything that I'm currently doing.
Right.
So you have to be able to go,
yeah, pause.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What can I help you with? What do you need? Right. And help that individual. Because your team is coming to you for guidance on whatever they're coming to you for. And when you get busy and you get going, you get crazy, you have to realize that they're trying to help you build your brand just as much as anything else.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's good. In addition to your adversity and leadership, you're involved, and you mentioned it a little bit, but I want to talk more about your community involvement with the event in September.
Yep.
Minutes Wisely. Can you tell everyone a little bit about that? We're going to start promoting it right now.
I absolutely love it. So September every year we put on an event called the Veteran Barbecue Bash. I'm super stoked to be able to do it. We have a headlining band that comes out and sings for us. We try to get 4 or 5 different veterans to come out and open up the show. We always cook a whole bunch of barbecue. Excuse me. We have uh, cigar lounge last year.
Hmm.
Radio stations are out.
We had live
We had
podcasting
a
last year.
we had a live podcast inside the restaurant with multiple different guests on. It was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
We did a whole bunch of stuff, and we ended up raising almost $6,000 to give back to the nonprofit that we partnered with, Minutes Wisely,
Hmm.
who helps in the prevention of veteran suicide
Hmm.
by buying sporting event tickets to Titans, Predators, Sounds,
Right.
whatever, Nashville Soccer Club.
Yes. Good job.
I said it right. It's like the second time ever. Um, and sending them to those events.
Hmm.
A lot of times veterans have a real hard time asking for help, and whether
Yes.
it's they need somebody to come move something for them or whether they just need somebody to talk to,
Yeah.
veterans are not open books.
Even their
most of the time.
brothers that went through the same stuff.
Even
Yeah.
their best of friends,
Mhm.
even their family. A lot of times it's better if it's a stranger, right?
Yeah.
And you just know that person's a vet as well,
Mhm.
or somebody that just may not have ever served, but just
Mhm.
can listen, right?
Yes.
It's a challenge that this world in our country really needs to pay attention to. I think the numbers are up to somewhere around 44, 45 veterans a day commit suicide.
It's like doubled. It used to be
Yeah, it used to be
22.
22. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I just had a friend of mine that I went to high school with, played golf with. He joined the Marine Corps, and he just killed himself in his backyard a couple weeks ago, actually. So,
It sucks.
yeah, I mean, I, I don't talk to him on a regular basis by any means, but if I would have seen him on the street, I'd have given him a big hug and loved
Yeah.
on him for a minute.
Mhm.
And I wish I would have known
Yeah.
anything that he was struggling with, to be able to have that conversation and maybe not help. I don't know, but
Mhm.
at least know, right?
Yeah.
There was another gentleman that, just kind of to give you an idea of where we're at and what we try to do is, had a gentleman that's a veteran and I'm not trying to badmouth him when I say this, but I hired him on my team. He ended up not showing up and not coming to work. I tried calling him a couple of times, couldn't get a hold of him. So I called the guy that knew both of us, that
Mhm.
introduced me to him, and said, "Hey, we need to do a well check on my man just to make sure
Yeah.
he's okay. I care less that he's not going to work for me. Like that's not
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah.
The point is, I hadn't heard from him. He didn't say anything to me,
Yeah.
so let's check on him.
Yeah.
And more people need to do that
Yeah.
because it's a very very difficult thing to go through and be a part of. But the more we can do, the bigger and the more lasting, meaningful impact we can make.
For sure.
So,
better. Do you have a date already?
No,
September.
it is September.
October.
It is the 14th. The 11th is a Thursday, isn't it? I think so.
Yes.
It's going to be that Saturday.
Okay.
Last year we did it on a Monday. We did it actually on September 11th,
Mhm.
and it was a spectacular event. We had
Mhm.
hundreds of people come,
Yes.
but it was we could have done so much more if we would have done it on a weekend. So
Mhm.
we're going to do it on Saturday this year. It's the 14th of September. I'm sure we'll cook a whole hog again. That was a big hit. We'll probably do a whole bunch of ribs as well.
Yeah.
Those were a big hit. So, and then we'll talk to our buddies at Prohibition and get the cigar lounge back out. And I'm already talking to TV stations about it as well.
Yeah.
So, and then I have a camera crew that is going to come and film a whole bunch of
Nice.
content for me. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Starting early. That's what you got to do. Well, you hopefully raise more money than you did last.
Last year we raised $6,000.
Mhm.
This year I want to break $10,000.
Yeah.
So I think if we start now,
Yes.
we can, and that's why I'm starting to work on a lot of this stuff now, right? Last year I started working on all of it, I think in June, July, and
Yeah.
did it all myself. Now we have a team and
More supporters, more people
yeah, more
watching.
supporters, a board of directors with Minutes Wisely that's going to really help me a ton
Yeah.
with putting it together. But it'll be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yep,
Nice.
all for a
All
good
right.
cause.
So let's just slow down a little bit and do some quick rapid fire because I want to get to know you a little bit better and then we'll wrap up, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay, it's only a few.
Okay,
Favorite dish on the menu?
brisket.
Okay. Any new things on the menu you want to implement this year?
We just did. So we just put on our smoked salsa, which is amazing.
Sounds good.
It's really, really good.
I'll
I
have to
think I'm
I'll
gonna
have to
get
taste
some.
test that.
Oh, it's really good. And then we added smoked turkey to the menu.
Mm-hmm.
We added a barbecue nacho to our menu. That is my wife's favorite. I think she's had it 3
My
times this
husband
week.
loves nachos. He'll
They are
always get
they are
them.
really good.
Yeah.
Then what else did we add? We added the Apple Jacks to the dessert menu. So that's a deep fried apple turnover topped with a honey sriracha and ice cream. Pretty good.
Sounds good.
We are going to feature smoked ice cream this year.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
smoked ice cream.
That's
we'll,
interesting.
We'll feature that throughout the year. I am in the process of working on a new jalapeno cheddar sausage. So the sausage we have now is great. It's really good. There's nothing wrong with it. But it is not. It's not local, and it's not 100% what I want.
Right.
So I have found a company. I'm not going to start promoting them yet until we work out a deal.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody to get too excited about it. At least as excited as I am about it. Because we cooked a whole bunch of it yesterday and the day before, and it is amazing.
Sounds good.
So I'm hoping, keep our fingers crossed, that we can get that done. And then one of the coolest things I think we did with the menu was we added a create your own plate. So our platter. So you get your choice of 2 meats and 2 sides, and that's any meat. So we have a community style sampler, and then we have a small sampler on the menu. And a lot of people didn't necessarily want 3 meats.
Right.
They would want extra sausage instead of pork or whatever it may be. They want wings and ribs. So now we have an option to where you can get whatever you want.
Yeah,
right. So cool. If it's just you and you want ribs and some wings, and now you can try it. So and then the big one was we added cornbread to the menu.
You didn't
which
have
is
it before.
We didn't have it as an option.
Like
so
it just came with.
It came with the redneck
catering,
taco and stuff like that. But now you can actually get cornbread as a side.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So if you just want cornbread, just hop on in.
Yeah. If you need brisket and cornbread, you're good. Yeah.
All right. So, if you're listening to this, you probably want to work for Singletree, but I need you to say it in a succinct way. Why should people want to work at Singletree?
Singletree and Singletree Nation both we're on a mission to become the Nike of barbecue. So everybody kind of laughs at me when I say that because it just sounds funny. But if you know anything about Phil Knight, he wanted to help build and grow his community by being the street lights at night for the people that couldn't run until it was dark. He wanted to make running shoes that would help their performance, help them do more. We want to do the same thing with our company, and we're going to do that by helping build and grow the community around us with undeniable hospitality, digital hospitality, storytelling, and the perfect plate of barbecue.
I always get that and in.
Yep.
Cool.
So it's a lot of fun. I think the biggest thing that we we have to realize as an industry as a whole, from a restaurant standpoint, is we are in the hospitality industry. We're not in the food business.
Yes.
And for us, we try to put a big focus on the people side and how we can impact others' lives.
Yeah.
So it's our job to do it the right way.
Yes. And now you get to tell people how they can support you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
follow you.
Yeah.
It's your time.
Yeah. Oh, it's my time?
Yes.
Oh, now's the time. All right. Guys, look, I appreciate y'all joining us. We have made this series for you. As always, you will be able to find us at www.singletreebbq.com. If you want to get involved, please feel free to email me at Charlie, CHARLIE, at singletreebbq.com. You can call me at 615-307-0120, and the restaurant is located at 2805 Old Fort Parkway. We're closed on Mondays, but we're open the rest of the week just for you. And then if you would like to be a guest on our show, give us a call and we can get you booked. So until next time, I'm Charlie. This is Marissa. We can't wait to see you again.
Bye.